Hey, I'm super excited to be looking over your TED Talk speech outline. And I noticed in your comments that you indicated that the way that this handout is structured, it doesn't really follow the way your brain thinks about writing. So thanks for letting me know. I never would have known if you hadn't shared with me. So thank you. And please do feel free to, so what you see in the comments right here for your grade, uh, you have a B. And you're more than welcome to submit a revision. Could submit it here, or you could send it to me via the Canvas inbox, either way, and I'd be glad to take a look at your latest speech outline. And if it's easier for you to write a paper and then just go through and label attention getter, purpose statement, preview of main idea, supporting material, that's cool with me. In fact, I hope you, if you haven't done it already, that if that's your process for preparing a speech, and you already know that, then let's not reinvent the wheel, especially with something that's broken. Go ahead and do what you need to do to prepare a speech and just kind of highlight to me that you know what these additional components of a speech are, because writing a speech is different from writing a paper. And so just want to make sure you have all the elements there. I'm sorry if I'm talking a little too much. It's weird talking to a computer. I wish we could actually talk face to face. But I'll go ahead and give you some comments on what you have submitted here, just in case that's helpful. And I would be glad to do something similar and give you additional feedback on the revisions that you submit as well. So first of all, I'm sorry I have the dates wrong here. I thought I had uploaded the correct version, so I'm sorry, my mistake. So I'm sorry. The introduction, you have the three elements: the attention getter, the purpose statement, and your preview of three main ideas. And I think everything is pretty outstanding. In fact, what a great idea to start off a speech with a quote from Martha Graham. The preview of your three main ideas, it looks like you definitely have previewed each of your main ideas. It's hard for me to tell because in this draft you don't have your main ideas written out here, where I know you would probably in a paper have your main idea as like the topic sentence for that paragraph. The reason why we have this kind of repetition for preparing a speech is that unlike writing, you really only have the one chance with your audience. So giving a preview of your main ideas helps your audience know what to focus into and what to listen for. The body is where you actually teach them about what it is that you're hoping they will learn, and at least for an informative speech. And then your conclusion, you include the summary, again, to kind of add another repetition so that they will hopefully remember your main ideas. So it's all about listening and remembering. And let's see, so your main ideas, again, so for this handout, you would write your main idea here, kind of like the topic sentence for a paragraph. And then the supporting material would be what you've included within the paragraph in which you elaborate on your main idea. And I think it's great that you have your source tucked in here. When we give a speech, it's really important to verbally cite your sources. And this is to communicate to your audience that you're doing that research, because your audience isn't going to have a chance to read your preparation notes. Usually you kind of keep that to yourself as a speaker. So saying your sources is how you get that message across. And not only does this help to show your audience that you've done your research, but also builds your credibility as a speaker and communicates how your ideas build on other scholars, which is something academics strive to do. So you got your source there. Awesome. And it looks like you have a variety of different types of supporting material, which is arguably more important in a speech, because if you lose your audience attention, then you're kind of wasting, the time is wasted for everybody, right? Because if they're not listening, they're not learning, they're not going to remember your ideas, and you've put in all this work. And so I think that's probably understood. So you have your supporting material and you have a variety, and I think that'll keep it engaging and dynamic for your audience. And let's see, just kind of scrolling down. Then I can kind of see where you tapered off, and again, your conclusion. So as you're working on it in the way that your brain works, your conclusion, you'd want to just make sure to have that summary of your main ideas. And I know that's, again, a bit more repetitive than what you would do or what you do when you're writing. But that's, again, to maximize the communication channel of giving a speech and recognizing that your audience will listen as best they can, and hopefully you can help them stack the cards in their favor to remember and learn from your speech. I'm curious about this. So you have a memorable ending, actions speak louder than words. It's a really well-known phrase. And I imagine you're going to unpack it or have a lead up to it that isn't cliche. Yeah. So, all right. And then you've got your references. You have 3 here, and you're looking for a minimum of 5 because this is a research presentation. And again, your APA format is stellar. I got to just let you know that, just in case it's not apparent, but you are one of the best students. And I am so excited that you're taking this class. I just love reading your discussion posts, your reflection papers. You're super insightful. I can tell that you have a gift for communication studies, and it seems like this kind of comes easy to you. I'm not sure about how communication studies might fit within your goals, your life goals, but if it's something that you might consider studying further, I think you would be a natural fit for this field. All right, so I look forward to seeing your revisions when you submit it, and hopefully you weren't too stressed out about the format of this handout. I'm sorry that it wasn't helpful. For your speech that's coming up at the end of the month, there are 2 presentation aids that are required, and usually speakers tend to do a PowerPoint or some sort of slide software like a Prezi and a handout. That's just kind of the go-to. You don't have to follow that go-to if you don't want to. I don't know what the environmental situation will be when you give your speech, so definitely take into mind that context and who your audience will be, and choose the 2 presentation aids that will work best in that situation and help you communicate your message to your audience. I look forward to seeing what you decide, and I look forward to seeing the continued development of this speech and your presentation. I have a feeling it's going to be a wonderful speech. Thank you.